Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Prince Mike Johnson show. It's a shame that a man of my quality and caliber should be in Europe or America or Canada when I'm supposed to be in my country. Biotechnology, garbage. Nothing is dirty. I saw it in America and Europe. Garbage is not dairy. Garbage can be improvised into biotechnology. The garbage has its own technology and solar technology to revive our economies. African Development Plan, which I'm the president and the CEO of the African Development Plan, not China, Africa. African Development Plan, not China, African Development Plan. For Africa is for the African people. So we need to develop and improve our nation. Music is part of our music, entertainment, social media. It's part of the educational, political, and economic system. That's what they do in Europe. Archbishop Prince Mike Johnson right here, the CEO and president of the Global Cotan Solution, Global Cobalt Solution, Global Uranium Solution, and Global Solar Solution. Founder, the United States of Africa, and the United countries of Africa, United African Democratic Party, African Warcrime Tribunal, Democratic Congress, Democratic Party. That is the best party in the world, like the United States. Democratic Alliance, Democratic Congress. So we're supposed to have the upper house, lower house, like England, monarchy, democracy, House of Commons, House of Lords, baron men, baroness women, front benchers, to bring the best example, back benchers, bringing the best example, standing on the back, right on the parliament, parliament. Because we have no respect. That's why we're on the cry now. With underdevelopment, that we should not be doing that in Africa. We're supposed to develop. We are doing blood and creep and corruption and fornication in the government power. I'm not a silly kill or a useless, hopeless kill. That's why I'm making an example now as the Emperor of Africa right here on this movie. With a kill, with a thief, nobody will become a good example again. But a silly kid that make us look like crooks. African War Crime Tribunal to be institutionalized. We refuse to know the meaning of institutionalized, so take serious a political project. African War Crime Tribunal, African International Criminal Court, African Naval for perfect peace in Africa. In Sudan, President Omar al-Bashir will be indicted by the African Naval. I'm going to indict Omar al-Bashir for life imprisonment. If not killed, then he will be lucky. I'm going to indict President Kabila of Congo. If not killed, President Kabila will be lucky. I'm going to indict President Nkurunziza of Burundi. If not killed, then President Nkurunziza will be lucky. I'm going to indict President Biya of Cameroon. If not killed, then President Biya will be lucky. I'm going to indict the leaders of Libya on enquete from the International Criminal Court, where all the militias in Libya will be killed. Because Africa is a great place. I'm the best man in the world. That's what I'm talking now. The best African leader in the world, the best leader in the world, and the best dispensation management director in the world, and the best leader of human existence and human history. That's what I'm talking now. I don't need nobody to tell me that. I'm the best leader in the world and the best human resources leader in the world. Those are my projects. I have more than 500 projects for Africa. So that Somalia, Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria, Libya, Egypt, Angola, and every country in Africa will be global power, including all the islands. And geography, I have PhD in geography and regional planning. There are more than 50 islands in Africa. There are 56 countries in Africa. 54 countries. We are saying 54 when there are more than 300 countries in Africa. There are more than 300 countries in Africa, including the islands. In Holland, in Europe, you have Malta. In Europe and Cyprus. You have the president of Cyprus and president of Ireland and Malta, where Africa will be the greatest place in the world. Mali, we should not be fighting in Mali and calling white to help the Central African Republic. That's why I formed here the African Naval. Shut up, Abubakar Chikau. Shut up. I said keep your mouth shut. The white man is nothing, and our terrorism in Africa is nothing, including the extremism. White man is weak. He cannot help us to keep peace. We're supposed to know that. We must build Africa up and make sure there's peace in Africa. Where Morsi is the president of Egypt, not Abdel Fattah Sisi. The president of Egypt is Morsi. Morsi is the president of Egypt, not Abdel Fattah Sisi. There must be peace in Africa. Free and fair election. In England, you have a democratic upper house, lower house of common. England colonized Nigeria, colonized Ghana. With France, they have Democratic Party. We refuse to represent the Democratic Congress on alliance, where Constitution and Democratic Party would be right there on a constituency, a county, where the word village will be eradicated. County, Benin County in Nigeria, Ghana, Accra County in Ghana, Libya County in Libya, and KwaZulu-Natal County in South Africa. What are we doing? We must improve our political system and make sure people like this are thrown away, where ideas will be taken out of brain work on simple expression of human intelligence and update qualification, where paradigm, collusion, and persistence, democratic excellence is put right there on place. We refuse to build the country, we refuse to give our people food to eat, or even water to drink. We cannot be doing that. When our people are supposed to have food to eat and water to drink. And right here in Holland, in England, in Switzerland, in America, in Canada, where I formed the African International Criminal Court and tell the white people to keep their mouths shut and eyes open. They say yes. Working in all my life. I've been working in all my life. This is a story about myself, a history about myself. I'm writing a book about my life, and this is a part of the book right there on retrospect. Working in all my life ahead of time. Turn on the light. Actually wearing the shoes. I'm wearing the shoes. So basically working hard to my goals, not regardless of what the next man really think, but for the truth. As a popular leader, short value is out of proportion. A lot of people say I'm a sellout. But millions of people are working for me. Millions of people like my ideas. I'm an employer. I'm a billionaire. I employ more than 130 million people work for me. We refuse to build our nation and become a good example. When money is vanity, making ourselves better today, really aware of the facts, a way to say and I wish. We need to say and wish the best for our country today. Keep on doing things regardless the color. Racism is not allowed. I work hard myself and reach out for the best, so that my people, the black people, will see the successful side of life, and the white people also. We must also to make glory, not money. Glory, not money. The N word is prohibited. N word make you foolish, stupid, and senseless. Racism is prohibited. We need to put and pull attention on leadership and do what will make us better today as a popular human beings, as a popular, creative, sensible sense of purpose. Everything is a whole social consciousness, separating reality always. Not short value, but long-term values. We need to also to make glory, separating realities as a popular, separating realism as a popular sensibility. Giving kids our hope and making the young ones which our future generation to take on from us. Not backlash. Not backlash. But a really honest human purpose and effective update. Special thanks to President Nelson Mandela, President Barack Obama, Prime Minister Isidore Sankara of Burkina Faso, Prime Minister Kwame Nkrumah, Emperor Haile Ali Selassie of Ethiopia, Mr. Colin Powell, Mr. Mo Ibrahim, Mr. Tanzo Washington, Pastor Frank Ogbidi, my brother, Pastor George Ogbidi, my brother, Pastor John Ogbidi, my brother, Pastor Kings Ogbidi, my brother, Evangelist Billy Graham, Mr. MC Hammer, Mrs. Oprah Winfrey, Reverend Martin Luther King, Mr. Malcolm X, Mr. Tupac Shakur. The N-word is prohibited. Black life is special and unique, just like any other life. Not Black Lives Matter, but Black life is special and unique. Like me, my life is special and unique, just like any other life. I repeat, not Black Lives Matter, but Black life is special and unique, just like any other life. Racial and prejudice is cancelled. Black on black crime of any type or kind is completely prohibited. In promulgation, in discipline and human sense, jealousy is completely senseless and childish. There's nothing wrong from being successful. There's nothing wrong if you are successful. There's nothing wrong if I am successful. Success and we and the money and the success me and you define is binary. There's nothing wrong if we are successful. It's a common human achievement to be successful. With this documentary, the N word and the B word is prohibited. You cannot be calling a female a bitch. You cannot be calling a man the N word. Police brutality is prohibited. Chokehold is prohibited. Everybody out of this statement and room must be on the right thinking. My statement is the best. I brought out the right statement of human existence right here on the CNN African Business Startup. So we're supposed to respect ourselves. We're supposed to know that what we are doing should be the best in human consciousness. That's why our life is wanted. That's why our life is brought into qualitative. And that's why our life is brought into the best of human thought. I'm doing a movie where I want to indict the president of Libya and the president of Congo, Burkina Faso. Burundi and Mali. Omar al-Bashir have no right. The president of Libya, North Sudan, have no right to separate North and South Sudan. Because the Arabic people of Sudan have no right to be killing people when they are supposed to be citizens of peaceful negotiations. There must be peace in Africa. That's why I'm here. Peace. I'm from the African International Criminal Court, Africa Warcrime Tribunal, Africa Naval. Very soon I'll be in Africa. We are from the United States of Africa, just like the United States, United Kingdom of Africa, just like the United Kingdom, and the African Naval, see, just like the US Navy, see, the African Dream, just like the American Dream, and the United Kingdom, just like African Kingdom, African United Kingdom, United Kingdom of Africa. We refuse to build our country. We refuse to give our people food to eat or water to drink. We are doing terrorism. We are doing crazy killing. There's war in Libya. There's war in Sudan. South Sudan and North Sudan are supposed to be together. If there's oil in Darfur, there must be concessions. The Arabic people of North Sudan have no right to be fighting. No African leader help Sudan to make sure there's peace. No African leader help Cameroon or Egypt or Mali or Nigeria to make sure there's peace. As his best and the strongest African leader of all time, the best and the strongest and the most resilient African leader of all time has stood up now to become a good example. Right here on this Oscar-winning movie, Prince Mike Johnson as the Emperor of Africa. This is best. Because I want all the 54 countries of Africa to become global power and all the islands become nations, including the leaders become the global leaders. Because I wouldn't have stood up to make a good example if I don't want to be the best leader of Africa of all time. Africa has 54 countries. Africa is a continent, not a nation. 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 There are 54 countries in Africa. That is a continent, not a nation. Not a nation. As a good example, I'm here now to make a difference where every African person will be a leader. Like President Barack Obama and Mr. Nelson Mandela. We are not stupid. It's called development, maturity, improvement, and tour. Where hope and positive change and living together will be the criteria of our political dispensation. We need to be good leaders of our nation. Good leaders of our nations and countries. A good example of human purpose. That's why I'm here. They are killing in South Sudan. People from North Sudan are killing people from South Sudan. The president of Africa refused to help. One was supposed to form the African Naval and the African Peace Congress, African Peace Parliament, where there will be peace. We have no right to be doing that in Africa. With war and killing. When we are not killers of silly thieves or crooks. Nobody can be good example again. Nobody can be good example again in Africa. Nobody can be good role model. Nobody can be good example. Nobody want to make a good example. What we can do for our country. Yes, we can. We must build our nation and make sure the people have a good life. Where everybody in Africa will live the best life with the African dream. With work, with social benefit, and having a future. It's serious. It's a simple political plan. And a simple human plan. What are we doing in Africa? We refuse to build our country. We refuse to give the people food to eat or water to drink. We are doing terrorism and violence. And a stupid, hopeless violence and a silly violence that will not give us nothing. We are put in hand. Unhanded violence, our country is killed. That way we are totally no good example. We should not be doing that. We must build our nation. With the best of project management and the best of political dimensions. Right here, we are doing a 7-point agenda, a 6-point agenda. Right here, I have a 200 million point agenda. Our country is a point agenda and constituency. There are more than 2 million constituencies in Nigeria, more than 2 million constituencies in Ghana and South Africa and Egypt and Cameroon and Namibia. Constituency and agenda politics, where the people must have food to eat and water to drink, with the best life, where they will be living like heaven on earth. What are we doing in Africa now? We have been wrong. Africa is the richest place in the world. Blockchain and Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency. Africa is the richest place in the world. What are we doing? We need to build the place now. We are just scared. We are doing corruption. And silly violence that will not give us nothing. Now we're going to do violence. Even with the truth, we don't want to accept the truth. We should not be doing that. Let me take a break now. I'll be right back right here on the CNN African Business Startup. Prince Mike Johnson Show. Global.